Whatever we think about the way in which we consume media today, virality matters, and short clips, short sound bites matter. Because the average person isn't watching a full mayoral debate, even if it is for the biggest and greatest city in this country. But how many of you remember this clip from the New York mayoral debate?
Mr. Cuomo?
Given the hostility and the anti-Semitism that has been shown in New York, I would go to Israel.
Mr. Tilson, where would you go?
Yeah, I'd make my fourth trip to Israel, followed by my fifth trip to Ukraine, two of our greatest allies fighting on the front lines of the global war on terror.
Mr. Mamdani?
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
How about this clip?
We just had a former governor say in his own words that the city has been getting screwed by the state. Who was leading the state? It was you.
Governor Hochul.
You were leading the state for
Governor
10 years,
Hochul.
screwing the city.
No.
These short clips, these sound bites, they can be seen time and time again, millions and millions of views on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, etc. And these sound bites matter even more today than they did before. Because yes, the CNNs, the Fox, the MSNBCs of the world would show sound bites pretty regularly on their programs. But today, people aren't even watching those programs that much. So the amount of attention that these clips can get is so much bigger than it ever was before, with all these different platforms and mediums that people are consuming their media. And so when politicians are running for office or, having debates or whatever the case may be, these kinds of clips can make or break a candidate. And we saw, don't even have the time to cut together enough clips, how many on the opposite end of the spectrum that Andrew Cuomo had, that these clips were just making him look out of touch and just terrible, really. And so when a candidate like Mamdani comes along and is able to have these very clear-cut, polished deliveries that, actually say something too. It's not just, a soundbite for a soundbite's sake. He's actually, has a message and is sticking with it. It matters, and it matters to voters. And I would say for politicians that are running for office or are going to run for re-election, they need to be thinking about this and how they're going to be perceived, not just in the moment, not just in the larger scale, but in those short 20, 30-second, maybe a minute-long sound bites. Because really, that's what is going to decide elections today.